Shut up and sit down.
Sanguinius for the Emperor. In death, we repent.
Hey you scallywags, today we're looking at this Blood Angels Death Company Intercessors in this huge box which I've just got in this smaller frame. There's the top of the box and the side here with all their pretty mugs. They all have swappable helmets. Here's the other side, and the bottom I believe is just nothing. The back there with a bit more information. Let's take a look at the boxes inside. So you get all the figures individually packaged in their own box. They're not blind boxed this time around. So here's a slightly better look at the box in this small frame. Each box is exactly the same except the front artwork and the back where you find the correct ticked figure. Sides are all the same there. You can see here, there. Now let's see what's inside. So here's everything all laid out. We'll start off by looking at each individual character card, then the figure itself. So here's the first one, with the artwork, the front, and at the back, some writing in Chinese, Brother Articulation. So straight off the bat, this head sculpt is good. Not my favourite though. I will be using the helmet for this guy. Paint-ups are okay. I still think the heads are a bit too big to scale with the other 118 figures. Details here are good though. All the colours here, look, even that little bit of green there. Looks good. The weathering I quite like, and that white bit, that sun symbol there looks good. And I quite like the look of that gold on the chest. And in all black, this just looks amazing. Back there. This here, there's some detail there. You can see it's... Well, let's change the lighting a bit here. So it's not actually writing, it's just sort of scribble to mimic writing there. So articulation will be very similar to the infiltrators and incursors we got before. So that head is on a dumbbell joint from the neck. Has a good range of movement. Not the best, a bit wobbly. Here, that shoulder pad can move around to give a little bit more range of movement. Which is not that great, but about there. Can pull out that joint so it gets a bit further out, just like before. So that can reach over like that too, a bit further. Push that back in. That works better on this than it did in the previous, I must say. That goes all the way around. There is the joint here, which you can twist. And double jointed elbow here, which bends really well for a bulky figure. Look at that. That is such a great bend for this bulky figure. Yeah, can't get better than that really. The hand again is on a dumbbell joint, so gives you wide range of movement, goes around, and you can also go down and up, left and right, whatever you want to do, but you don't have to align it or anything like that. Works quite well for this figure. Movement at the upper torso here on a ball. Works quite well. Side to side is not great. And then down here at the waist, also movement there, which is great. Movement for the holster here at the back, and I have put a little magnet there. And also for this thing, you don't get extras of these, unfortunately. This, Jean-Claude. Ooh, it's death-defying balls. Leg here goes up very nicely. Look at that. That's very good. The back goes back like that, which is great as well. Very nice. Swivel at the thigh where the armor piece is there. Double jointed knee goes all the way back like that, which is better than some other figures that aren't as bulky as this. So that's amazing. Foot movement there, pivot. You can go left and right there as well. Down and up there with toe articulation also. So next up is the head sculpt I quite like. This guy. His brother, you don't mess with the Zohane. I think this head sculpt is definitely better than the one we've just seen, and I do like the mouthpiece over his lower half there. All that seems the same really. Hair's different of course. Everywhere else very similar. That symbol on the left and right down there. A bit more plain this one. He doesn't have that sash bit there, and he's only got this single bit on the back. So he's the simplest of the four. Next up is this guy. Brother Garius, or Gary Gaza. So Gaza here reminds me of a Borg from Star Trek. That eyepiece and bald head. Do like the cybernetics and all these. The paint apps are alright, but they're missing a bit. You can see some flesh where there shouldn't be flesh. He's pretty much the same as Zakas. Got a magnet there. Definitely a head sculpt I'll use. And lastly, we have Brother Sergeant Samath. So this is also a head sculpt I quite like. So there's probably only one dud. I quite like that eye Borg look type thing there. But he's a sergeant, so I'll probably have him with his helmet on. Like it's all the same. That is different, of course. Everything else pretty similar, or exactly the same. Looking good though. So they all come with the same 2 exact sets of hands. This open hole type hand on the right, and this closed type hole hand for the left. Now we've got a left trigger hand and a closed hole hand here for the right. Don't know what they're for really, can't really fit anything in there. Right, so let's just switch up this left support hand. Swap it with this left trigger hand, which is so much easier to do than the last sets. Bravo. Here is the multifunctional backpack, which is similar to what we saw with the previous set. And here's the Sergeant's version with an X on the back there. So exactly the same except that. This just pop in the back, which fits in better than the previous sets. Doesn't feel like it'll get stuck. You can just remove it quite easily and it fits in nicely. Here is the helmet, which is the same for 3 of them. Very nice indeed. And the Sergeant's is different with a symbol on the front there. All connect by the dumbbell. So it's just a matter of swapping the head out, which you can do simply by pulling this off with that. It's supposed to stay in, so I have to remove it. Put back in. There. And that'll be just a little bit tricky to put back in, but not impossible. There. Looking at business. Look at that. Just gotta line that ahead a bit. Looking good. Here we have the pistol, looking really good with a bit of red there. Can remove the mag. A great little detail. Whoop. Make sure you don't lose it. So that will just fit back in. And make sure not to push it all the way though. And that can fit on, well for me, the back there because I put a magnet. It's going to store like that really. You can put in the hand of course, left or right trigger hand, which they hold well. Next is the Sergeant's rifle, which is different from the others because it has that there, ultra, otherwise the same as the others. You can see here, the other 2 have got the same one actually. The third has got an extra bit for these bullets. These bullets are different here, and that there is where they come out of. Put that on the shoulder here, like that, which is good, or on the back here if you want. It's just nice you've got options now where you can put this rifle. Here's the chain sword, looking really awesome. The red, you can hold this very well in a few of the hands that come available with the figure. We'll just get the rifle on this guy. Then holding that. Double-handed with the support hand. A bit looser in this one. Can fit around better though. This one, I think I'll have it just around his shoulder like this for now. Get his backpack on. And this chainsword, I'll put a magnet on. So I'm just going to clip it there. So I've got a magnet on the rifle too. And his gun, his pistol, I'll put on the back of this guy's chainsword. Just on the back, I think there, where a pistol would normally go. Because there's nowhere else to put his pistol, I'm gonna pop it on his rifle, like an added attachment. Yeah, there you go. Looks alright. We'll just change this guy's ugly mug for his helmet. Well, that thing stays in there. There we go. Everything on his arm. And he can hold his chain sword like so. So there. All the Death Company suited and booted. So short comparisons today, as you can see, these guys are the same size as the Infiltrators. So I've done comparisons with them, and upcoming will be the Librarian. So you'll see a video on this guy at some point soon. And here's a comparison with 3 new Joytoy figs. Now the actual helmet itself I think works better than the previous Infiltrator's helmet with 1/18 scale. The head, of course, unhelmeted head, looks a little bit big still, but I think because the eyes are smaller on this new helmet, it does seem to work better. So we'll just get all the gang back. So in closing, I really like this set, and I know a lot of people were a bit confused as to why Joytoy chose Death Company as opposed to normal Blood Angels to be released so early. But I think it was a smart strategic choice, and they were marketing to the more casual fan like myself, who just wants some badass looking Intercessors in all black, and this certainly fits the bill. So all in all, these are actually a step up from the first release. You can tell the slight improvements from the mistakes they made in the first lot. So if you're in a position to help the channel out, check out the membership on YouTube, Patreon, like, comment and subscribe. Loads more content to check out and more on the way, and I will scale you later.